Check us out this week on the Williams College Football Show.
Go Eves.
Come all ye sons of William, sing as we march down the field. Cheer till the hills and valleys ring, with never a thought to yield. We'll back the team in every game, with them in every play.
Welcome to the Williams College Football Show, brought to you by the Williams Sideline Quarterback Club, supporting Williams football since 1948. On today's show, we will look back at the victory over Bates. We'll look ahead to a big Tufts game, and we'll talk to current Williams student athletes Ethan Scott and Jack Wallace. I'm joined on today's show, as always, by Williams College head football coach Mark Raymond. Mark, we're glad you're here.
Good to be here, Malcolm. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Good.
It's always nice to come off a W. Bates came to town 1-4. They left 1-5. That's a good 1-5 football team, but Williams did pull it out 24-21.
Yeah, no doubt. We understood that they were going to be a good team. You know, they're tough. They bring a lot of challenges to our defense and obviously to our offense. And you know, obviously we're excited to come out with the win.
Now, Bates' coach, I saw some hugs and some familiarity there at the end of the game. You know the Bates coach well.
You know, we've gotten to know each other the last couple of years. Have a ton of respect for Coach Coyne. He's done a great job there, and he's going to continue to get them better. He's just a really, really good guy, and he's going to run a great program there.
Bates did manage to run the ball 42 times. They moved 198 yards. Now, one of those was a 61-yard scamper from Neskek, leading rusher Ryan Linsky. But other than that, pretty good day for the defense?
Yeah, our guys did a really good job. You know, we knew, like I said, the triple option presents a lot of challenges with the 3 or 4 different ball carriers in each play. But I felt the guys, they prepared hard, and they did a really good job Saturday.
Except for that 161-yard run, held him to about 3 yards a carry. That's good against a triple option
Absolutely,
team.
yep, absolutely. They did a good job. He got loose on us on that one, but you know, good backs will do that. Other than that, we did a really solid job.
So Bates went up 7-0. They took their opening drive. They went 70 yards, but then they only had 30 more yards the rest of the first half.
Yeah, we kind of settled in there. You know, it's really tough to replicate the offense during the week, the speed of it, so our guys were just trying to you know, really adjust to the speed, and of course they had some new wrinkles, but once we were able to find our footing a little bit, we did a nice job.
What were some of the things they showed us that maybe we hadn't seen
Well, I
before?
mean, just some different blocking schemes, right? We used a different front than other people have, so we weren't quite exactly sure how they're going to attack it, and they had a few different wrinkles for it, so once we were able to sort it out, we were able to kind of zone in on it.
It was a real team effort on defense. We had 7 individuals with at least 4 tackles apiece. 6 tackles for loss, including 2 by Ethan Scott.
Yeah, it's, again, they use the whole field, right? They try to get the ball on perimeter, which gets a lot of hats to the ball, both sides boundary, field. So it really was incumbent on everybody to pursue the football.
Now on offense, Williams threw the ball pretty effectively. 21 of 32 passing, 141 yards to 10 different receivers.
Yeah, we wish we would have connected on a few more Saturday. We missed some, but did a really good job in some clutch situations completing passes.
Now, obviously Williams came into the game a rushing team, had more passing yards than rushing yards. It's a function of what the other defense gives you.
Yeah, we weren't able to really get the run game going for all sorts of reasons, but again, if you can create some balance, you can still move the ball and score some points.
Now, we did a lot to eliminate mistakes. We did have a few penalties, not so many, but no sacks, no turnovers the whole game.
Yeah, we protected well. Owen was able to get rid of the ball, and we took care of the ball. It was important going in because you can't give an offense like that any extra possession. So it was a great job protecting the football.
Good control football there. The second quarter was big for Williams. 17 offensive points to held Bates scoreless.
Yeah, we kind of got things going. We had some really good field position. We had a great kick from Yvonne at the end of the half, which gave us some momentum. So certainly the second quarter was a good one for us.
Yvonne Sharon with his personal longest, I believe, 47-yard kick to close out the first half.
Yeah, he did a great job. He's as I said before, he's a really money player, and he hit that one right down the middle.
Again, a shout out to the punter who handled a tough snap, got the ball, turned around, and got it away.
Yeah, he did a great job. He had 2 inside the 5 Saturday, had that one at the end. He's certainly been a really strong point of our kick game this year.
And Jack Kennedy, the wide receiver, was the leading receiver, 8 passes for 64 yards.
Yeah, Jack did a really good job, and he was finding holes in the zone. He's good after the catch. He's just been getting better every week.
He had a very big catch on a 4th and 3. Tell us about that play.
Yeah, it was a huge play. We felt at that point we needed to keep pressing. Another field goal I don't think would have gotten it done for us. So, what you mentioned, great protection, really great delivery by Owen, and a really fantastic catch in traffic by Jack.
All right, with that said, let's go look at some highlights from the Bates game.
Yeah, here's the early defensive highlight. First quarter. This is a really good job of stringing out this option. These guys did a really nice job.
That's what we had to do all game.
No doubt. That was a real good job by the outside players. Again, here's one of your sacks. There you go. Ben, you had a really good coverage on 3rd down. And a good sack by the young freshman right there. Here's another play on defense here. I believe this will be another 3rd down. Excellent coverage. And Zach Barnes right there with the big knockdown. So
whale of a game from Zach Barnes.
Yeah, that played great. Really impressed with the way he played. Here's a touchdown here by John Orris. Some real good blocking. One guy to beat, and he lowers his pads on the goal line. This is a nifty play here on a little keeper by Owen. Great blocking by Tim Forth and Riley O'Connell for the touchdown. Really good job there.
Pulled out and he found his hole.
I guess we got the tight version of this one too. You'll see the 2 pulls.
Really see the
great
blocking.
job on the inside backer, and good finish by Owen.
Tim got a couple of guys in the way.
He did. Here's another touchdown run here. This one's by Mario. Good lead blocking here. Owen Johansson does a fantastic job on the lead block.
Big hole on the goal line.
Absolutely.
Thanks for rejoining us on the Williams College Football Show. I'm joined by current Williams Junior Jack Wallace and Senior Captain Ethan Scott. Fellas, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Thanks for having us.
on. Yeah.
All right, so introduce yourself to the folks. We'll start with you, Ethan. Your name, your number, and your position.
Yeah, my name's Ethan Scott. I'm number 7, and I'm kind of a hybrid defensive line linebacker.
And your major and your class year.
Yep, so I'm a senior this year, so it's a little bittersweet, but I'm an econ and religion double major.
Fantastic. And Jack, how about you? Your name, your position, and your number.
Yeah, my name's Jack Wallace, number 6. So I guess one less than Scott over here. I play safety. I'm a junior, and I'm majoring in econ.
All right, so you guys are on the field, or maybe you're not on the field. Your shoes. What's your go-to shoe brand, Jack?
For cleats, it's probably got to be Nike. They fit me better. The toe box is a little bit wider, so I've always been a Nike guy in the field for cleats.
What about you every day?
Shoes I usually rotate. Nike, a little bit Jordan in there. You got to have some Vans to toss in there too, and just some slides to throw on for class.
All right, a little bit of everything. Ethan, how about you?
Yeah, so on the field, I'm definitely a Nike cleats guy. They've held up pretty well this year, which is good. And then as far as off the field, my shoe game is much worse than Jack's. I am slides basically 90% of the time, but if it gets cold, then just some traditional Nikes. I'm not a huge shoe guy, but yeah, so mostly slides, any type of slides.
Okay, we're sliding on into the fall here. How about your go-to social media? Where do you get your social media fix, Ethan?
Yeah, so I've been trying to cut back on social media a little bit, but definitely X and Twitter. I just feel like my algorithm is so strong for what I like that it's just as soon as I go on there, it's like 30 minutes have passed. So I can just NFL rumors, everything. It's convenient and it's easy. So X for me.
They've got your number.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you, Jack?
Yeah, I'm actually going to say the exact same X/Twitter with it in terms of you could just get lost in the hole there of just college football posts and college football memes that I just scroll through.
Now, staying with pastimes, fantasy football is something that a lot of the team does.
Yep.
Tell us about, Ethan, about your favorite fantasy player of the moment and your least favorite of the moment.
So yeah, as the reigning fantasy champ of the senior class, I just want to throw that out there. My favorite would definitely be Aaron Jones. He was a great value pick, and he's having an amazing season for my Minnesota Vikings. And then my least favorite, I mean, it's tough, like Brandon Ayuk. Injury news, like the holdout, it was a tough start for him, and it's an unfortunate break, but I hope he recovers well.
It's tough when those guys hold out and the fantasy football players across the country have to take them to the chops, right?
Exactly, 100%. I couldn't agree anymore.
Got to get your priorities straight, fellas. Now, Jack, you don't seem to have that addiction. X and Twitter maybe, but what else do you do to pass the time if you're not playing fantasy football?
I'll probably toss in a few extra minutes of studying either the playbook or some sort of class that I'm completely lost in, that I might be able to get somewhat of a grasp understanding.
Ethan's laughing. I don't think he believes it, but we'll let you go with that. We're going to test it a little bit, though. When you're studying on campus, where do you like to go to study? Where's your study spot?
My study spot's definitely Sawyer, but it's got to be the basement, not the main floor of Sawyer. The basement Sawyer and the side cubicle/cubby desks where you're kind of just in your own area, kind of like a little cave to a point.
Yeah, you get in there and nobody will bother you.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's kind of the message.
Once in a while, a few of the guys will come down there, but they kind of know you're locked in for what you're there for.
Ethan, when you're not killing time with fantasy sports and winning fantasy football, what do you do? Where do you go to study?
I'm a study in my room guy. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but nothing better than studying at my desk. I just feel like it's convenient, it's time efficient because you don't have to leave your room. So I like my space. So yeah, definitely my room would be my answer to that.
Fair enough. Now, as you guys start moving out into the world, you're starting to have to socialize in a little more upscale ways. Cheese and crackers, okay? If you see cheese and crackers, what kind of cheese you want to see?
So I am a very simplistic guy, so I definitely have to expand my plate horizon. So as far as cheese and crackers, I'll just kind of choke down what's ever there, but it wouldn't be my preference. But I guess like my favorite cheese in general is probably American cheese, but that's more for the sandwiches and burgers.
Fair enough. Jack, how about you?
I'm not too advanced in the palette of cheeses or the different assortments of them, but American's definitely a good go-to, but I'd probably say mozzarella is definitely a favorite.
I like that pronunciation there, mozzarella. Didn't know that Wallaces were so Italian.
Well, Connecticut, a lot of Italians in the area, so you got to say it right. You've been corrected enough.
Now, we'll get to Connecticut in just a second, but I want to ask you another important question first, which is, of course, who's the best singer on the team? Jack, who do you think got the best singing voice on the team?
I don't know if anyone has a good voice on the team to say, but the best of probably be Cam Smith's got a decent voice, right?
Yeah.
I would say Cam Smith or Sam Jaffe would be my top two.
Cam or Sam?
If, karaoke had to do it, one of those two.
Ethan Shames, if you consider performers, like all in one, like encompassing like performance with singing abilities. Ethan Shames is up there as well.
Okay. We're getting a lot of nominations on this one. This is exciting.
Talented group.
We may not know who the best singer is until we're long done. I want to talk to you a little bit about Saturday's game.
Yep.
Ethan, you had 2 sacks, I believe, against Bates. Tell us about what you had to do in order to really come out victorious against Bates.
Honestly, it was just they're a triple option team, as people who watch the game would see. So it's a lot of really like gap integrity and really every week's an assignment game, but especially in triple option, as soon as one person's in the wrong gap, then big plays can hit. So it was really just sticking to the game plan, like executing our assignments and then trusting on the guys next to us to do there. And then a couple plays just fell into my lap. So it's really a credit to the other 10 guys and the coaching staff.
You had 7 guys on the team with at least 4 tackles each. Which is what the triple option does. Tell the folks sort of what the triple option sort of means, what that is, and what you see as a defender.
Yeah, so as a former triple option quarterback, I feel like I can offer a little unique perspective there. The triple option, I feel like it's pretty much known for being an old school type offense. Essentially, it's a lot of reads. It's a lot on the quarterback to basically the play gives answers itself. Like you're reading whether it's a defensive lineman, and then you go to the second level and you have a pitch guy. So it really just stresses the defense and makes sure that you need to cover every inch of the field, and you need to have, kind of like I mentioned before, a lot of gap integrity, because as soon as one guy gets out of place, there's seams up the middle.
Thank you. Now, Jack, you're also a former quarterback, now playing defensive back. Tell us about that transition.
Yeah, the transition, it's definitely an interesting one, but I was able to come in with a little bit of history playing defensive back back in high school. So the transition's been nice. Kind of feel at home, to be honest, on this side of the ball. But it's definitely great. And going from a quarterback where you have to actually understand the defense to play against them, to then going on to the defense, is a great perspective and just great prior knowledge to have.
Is it more reactive on defense?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, offense does have reaction within it, but in terms of the defense, you're kind of waiting to see what the offense is going to do, and then, you know, once they give you A, you go X. If they give you B, you go Y. So in terms of reactionary, it definitely is a kind of different perspective, obviously, on the other side of the ball.
And as you prepare for looking ahead to the Jumbos now, that's quite an offense they've got. A good passing offense, a good running offense. Have you started looking at the Jumbos? Tell us about Tufts.
Yeah, it'll be, to say a little different, probably an understatement than what Bates' offense was in terms of the triple option. You know, Tufts is probably going to put the ball in the air a lot more times. And you know, we're just going to have to adjust to that defense, or our defense this week for that, and we'll be ready for it.
All right. Now, you mentioned in high school where you were a quarterback and a defensive back. And down in Connecticut, tell us about your
Correct.
school and home.
Yeah, so I'm from Trumbull, Connecticut. I went to St. Joseph High School, which was probably a minute drive from my house every morning, so it was pretty nice. Some people might say you could walk to school, but there was a main road, so it was probably a little dangerous, no sidewalk. And there, my first 2 years, I was able to play defensive back there. And then once the kid above me graduated, you know, they transitioned me into quarterback, and I was quarterback from there until, you know, came here and switched to safety.
And how about your family there in Connecticut? Tell us about them. Any pets you have, all of that.
Pets, yeah. My parents are still in Connecticut. My sister has since moved out and is living in Chicago now, the Windy City. And the pet they just adopted two summers ago, a golden retriever named Sky. So they bring her up to every game, and every away game that they don't have to stay overnight at. So like the main games they don't bring her, but every other game they bring her.
Got it. Sky is your number one fan.
Yes, you could say that.
Ethan, how about you? You're sort of a local guy.
Yeah, definitely. I grew up in Dalton, Massachusetts. I went to Wacona and Berkshire school, so I got the whole county experience, little central Berkshire, southern Berkshire, and now had to finish it off in northern Berkshire, I guess. So yeah, I'm the local guy, me and Sam Jaffe. So it's kind of cool being in my own backyard, but Williams definitely feels like its own bubble, so you get the best of both worlds.
Absolutely. And any pets still there at home in Dalton?
Yeah, so I have 2 dogs, Milo and Ollie. They're crazy, but I love them. They're a mix of everything. So yeah, they're still young, so they're at the fun age where they're just always energetic, which is interesting.
All right, now I'm going to ask you guys a question. It's a trivia question. There's no right or wrong answer. Well, there is. But really important thing is to see how you guys approach the question and how you think. The largest stadium in NESCAC. Which team has the largest stadium in NESCAC? Now, I'll give you a hint. It seats 6,716 people. Not that they've ever filled it, but.
Yeah. Oh. So Amherst.
Amherst, am I right? What do you think, Jack? What makes you say Amherst while Jack's thinking a little longer?
I don't know. I just feel like they have a ton of seating and they have both sides, which I feel like a lot of teams only have the one. Like the Coop, for example, they only have that one side. Bowdoin's grandstands are interesting because there is a ton of space on that side. Yeah, so I think I'm going with Amherst.
Jack, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with the one-sided stadium at Middlebury. I think
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna
The
say.
big tall one.
I'm gonna say it seats the most.
Well, we may have to send this back to research because the stats that I have say that it's actually the Tufts Jumbo's home stadium.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
The Jumbo Stadium? We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that. And what constitutes an actual seat, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You've got those big grandstands at Bowdoin, to your point.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Now's the time for you to tell us something about yourselves that we may not know. Ethan?
So as you may have noticed from this interview, Jack and I have many similarities. I do not eat vegetables. So I was looking for inspiration for a fun fact, and he mentioned this, so I kind of stole it from him, but we're pretty similar people, I guess. Yeah.
Jack, the man doesn't eat your vegetables, but you don't eat your vegetables either. Anything else you want to share with folks?
He did steal that right before this interview, by the way, when we were talking about
Well,
it.
you see, this is what
He
not
is a
eating.
thief in that sense.
When you don't eat your vegetables, you can't think on your feet and you turn into a thief. That's what happens, guys, when you don't eat your vegetables. How do
think
you
right.
stay healthy if you're not eating vegetables?
Ooh, multivitamins, supplements. You got to supplement those.
Supplements.
Yep.
And just a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
I'm a big berries
Yes,
guy.
yes.
Any type of
okay.
berries I'll eat. Strawberries, raspberries, blueberries.
Got it.
We may be too similar to be in the same interview.
So you're
Doppelganger.
getting the natural stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, one of you got a shorter haircut, but if you get your buzz cut here, Jack, we might not be
Yeah,
able to
I'm
tell
gonna need
the
one
difference between
soon.
you.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving from the barber.
All right, fellas. Thanks so much for joining us today. This was a lot of fun.
Yep.
And again, we're going to play Tufts this weekend. And it's right here at 1:30 at Farley-Lamb on the 26th. Good luck, fellas. Go get them and go Eves.
Awesome.
Thank
you
you
guys
very
so
much.
Yeah.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look ahead now to the all-important Tufts game. That's 1:30 p.m. Saturday the 26th right here at Farley-Lamb. Coach, 2 4-2 teams coming into that game. Tell us about the Tufts Jumbos.
Yeah, Tufts is a good football team. They got a great, senior quarterback, 4-year starter who's, really a dual threat guy. He can get out of the pocket, he can hurt you. He's a great, accurate thrower. So he's going to be a challenge for us in the secondary and our D line. And defensively, they're just really solid. They don't give you much, make you earn your way down the field, and they've been a really good red zone team. So we certainly have a good team coming to town.
On defense, the Jumbos are 3rd against the pass in NESCAC, 5th against the rush, and 3rd in scoring. Stout.
Yeah, good football team. They, like I said, they're well coached, disciplined, and they make you earn everything.
Now on offense, they're maybe even a little better.
Yeah.
2nd in passing in NESCAC yards, 3rd in rushing, and 4th in scoring. Of course, Williams is 2nd in scoring, but these guys are going to put some points up.
Well, we hope they don't, but they have the
few.
capabilities. They do. They got some deep threats. Of course, Brewery's got the arm, so we're gonna have to tighten down a little bit.
You talked about Michael Berluti. He's number 8, their senior quarterback. Not just he's 2nd in passing, 248 yards a game, but he's not just good at passing. He's a good runner too. He's 12th in this
he's
guy.
an athletic kid. He's great on the second reaction plays, scrambles, but he also can run zone read and some quarterback runs. So he's a handful.
Now he's also got somebody else in the backfield this year, sophomore Christian Shapiro, number 28, 4th in rushing in NESCAC at 62 yards a game.
Yeah, strong, compact runner, can catch the ball, is good between the tackles, really low center of gravity guy, so we're going to have to play pad level with him.
And you mentioned Michael Berluti, the quarterback. Probably his leading receiver, number 10, is a senior, Cade Moore, 4th in the NESCAC in pass receptions. But then Matt Rios, number 5, also a target. He's 10th in NESCAC.
Yeah, I mean, Rios is sort of your deep guy. He can get behind defenses, and they're both really tall, athletic guys who will go get the ball. So we have to be aggressive at the catch point.
On defense, Tufts is a good team all around. They have sophomore defensive back number 22, Ty Richardson. He leads NESCAC with 4 interceptions himself.
Yeah, really good player. Obviously, his brother was a great player there as a receiver. So the Richardson's been really good, Tufts football players. But you have to watch him. He'll take risks. He's tough. He's smart. Good reactive corner for them.
One of the dangers that people don't maybe talk about Tufts so much is their blocking up front is very good. They lead the NESCAC in sacks against. They've only given up 5 sacks all year long.
Yeah, a function of that is obviously the offensive line. They're big. They work well together. And of course, Berluti, he's so athletic, he's tough to get down. So, they don't give up many sacks for those reasons.
All right, well, this is a big game coming up this weekend, folks. Again, it's 1:30 p.m., the 26th of October, right here at Farley-Lamb against the Tufts Jumbos. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Go East!
sons of William, sing as we march down the field. Cheer till the hills and valleys ring with never